You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans, America's largest mortgage lender. Spring will be here soon, so if buying a new home is on your to-do list, right now is the time to call Quicken Loans. Learn about which mortgage options make sense for you and get a jump on your competition. With our exclusive Rate Shield approval, the low rate you lock today is protected for up to 90 days while you shop for your new home. With a Rate Shield approval, if rates go up, your low rate stays locked. But if rates go down, you get that new, even lower rate. Either way, you win. Talk to us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com to take advantage. Here's another great reason to work with us. For a record 9 years in a row, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. Again, to lock in today's low mortgage interest rate and get the security of our exclusive Rate Shield approval, call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
For J.D. Power award information, visit jdpower.com. Rate Shield approval only valid on certain 30-year fixed-rate loans. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. License in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Hi, welcome to the Subway ad for the new Sesame Ginger Glazed Chicken Signature Wrap. How would you like it?
I'll take a...
Sports announcer at home?
Yeah, how'd you...
We just know.
My wife picks up the new Signature Wrap. It's got double the rotisserie-style chicken mixed with a sesame ginger glaze. She appears annoyed at me, but she shrugs it off. Those sweet and savory flavors are calling her name. She lifts the wrap and she takes the bite! Incredible! And now she's closing the door on my... Subway, make it what you want.
Limited time only at participating restaurants. Double meat based on average 6-inch sub.
I'm little teapot, short and stout.
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
No, Dad, like this. When I get all steamed up, then I shout, tip me over and pour me out.
This is WWE superstar Roman Reigns. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
Thoughts of suicide may feel impossible to overcome, but with help and support, you can find hope and meaning. Call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK to speak to a counselor, or visit suicidepreventionlifeline.org. It's free, it's confidential, it's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And even if it feels like it, you're not alone.
Christmas by myself this year. So, hey, y'all, and welcome to the latest episode of A Pod Divided. I am your co-host, Laura Lee Majernick, and with me, as always, is Aggie. Good evening, Aggie.
Hi.
Okay, so...
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. Okay, so we've got some great people in chat already. Thank y'all so much for joining us. So we are going to start with the sports football section of the toys on the table. And Aggie, last week was championship weekend, and it was completely crazy, a trifle confusing, and made for a very unusual bowl matchup. So, did you see any?
I did.
You did? Okay. So
it was. I watched some of the football games, and I have to say that I kept saying the word unexpectedly over and over and over again. You just could not believe the stuff that was going on.
So the I guess the biggest upset happened in the Pac-12, where Oregon beat Utah, and Utah went from like number 5, I think, all the way down to number 11. So their chance of getting into one of the top 4 was just completely eliminated. Ohio State and Wisconsin in the Big Ten conference final. No real surprise. However, Wisconsin did a really good job. They played really hard against Ohio State and actually led there for a while. So that was a good game. We will not talk about the SEC. We won't talk about the SEC for Lou's sake.
Yeah, let's just skip it.
Thank you.
Yeah. And we won't talk about the ACC because nobody cares. So we'll go to the Big 12. That was, it's bad when I'm rooting for Baylor. But anyway, they played hard, they played tough, but they did end up losing to Oklahoma in overtime. Did you see any of that one?
That was the one I watched in its entirety, and I was just like, I felt like you. I was so conflicted. I did not want to root for Baylor, but I had no choice but to root for Baylor. And I felt like, man, I'm gonna do some heavy penance for this because I just, it was awful. But yeah, it was a great game. And
it was a very good game. Yeah.
It really was. I was very impressed with both teams. But yeah, I was sitting there going, this is like, which devil do I want to win? I mean,
Well, I tell you, I can say for everything I know about Baylor, I really like their coach. I really like Matt Rule. Their quarterback, Charlie Brewer, is a really good kid. So I was hoping for Baylor to win. But yeah, that was kind of disappointing there at the end. And we've got some smack talk here in chat. No talk of LSU. I see how this is. Hey.
I know, Ron.
Thanks a lot. But, yeah, you're right. Let me say it like this. LSU, I think they're going to have a Heisman in their trophy case here pretty soon.
I truly believe they are.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. And
yeah.
They have outshone so many teams this year.
Yes.
I'm not an LSU fan, but I can recognize that they have had a really good season and a good team.
Very good team. And so they will play in the Peach Bowl for the semifinals against Oklahoma. And so, of course, we're going to cheer I am at least, for LSU in that game. And for those of you who do not know, Lou is hosting a game watching party for the Peach Bowl because it's in Georgia. And so we're all going to be at her place to watch the game. There on the 28th of December.
That's good to know.
Right now.
Good. I'm glad you are. And bring drinks, Aggie. Lots and lots of drinks. So
yeah.
the other semifinal game is the Fiesta Bowl, and that's going to be Ohio State and Clemson. As fun as it would be to see Clemson win, it's probably going to be an Ohio State win. So I am predicting. Oh, Jeff says he wasn't invited. Honey, everybody's invited, Jeff. You're invited to Lose House 2 for this game. Yeah. So anyway, so I'm predicting LSU and Ohio State for the championship on the 13th in New Orleans. And we're just going to really hope that is an LSU victory. If anybody, y'all, somebody correct me. When was the last time LSU won a championship? Was that when they won the BCS? It's been a while back.
I honestly
yeah, I think when Matt Flynn was quarterbacking for them in the BCS, I think that's the last time they won a championship. So for it to be called the BCS, that tells you how long ago it was. So
it's a long time ago.
And all right, other notable bowl games: the Academy Sports and Outdoors Texas Bowl in Houston will feature your Aggies against Oklahoma State.
This is really tough. You know why, right?
Why?
Because our friend Michael is an OSU graduate.
That's right.
So this is going to be really rough. It's going to be rough, but
it is.
And let's face it, I don't know if my Aggies are going to, maybe some high school will, steal their uniforms again or something. I have no idea.
So, let me tell you, I covered the Texas Bowl last year. And the cool part was that since Academy sponsored it, we got to our bowl game swag was a $30 gift card to Academy. So that was pretty cool. Okay. Anyway, on the 28th here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we will be invaded by Penn State and Memphis fans. They are going to be playing in the Cotton Bowl at AT&T Stadium out in Arlington. And then on New Year's Eve at the Valero Alamo Bowl in San Antonio at the Alamo Dome, Utah is going to be playing my team, Texas Longhorns. Could be interesting because both these teams now have a huge chip on their shoulder. They really have something to prove now since Utah looks so stupid there at the end in the championship game and Texas looks stupid at various points in the season. So it should actually be a good game. I also covered the Alamo Bowl last year too, Aggie, and let me tell you, the coffee at the Alamo Dome press box was the best coffee I have ever had in all the press boxes I've been to. So
it is not. You're not kidding because I went to see Steve Miller Band and Journey.
Ooh, fun.
When they toured through here, and we had a press box.
And
the coffee. I mean, I must have drank 5 cups. I didn't drink beer. I didn't have any wine. Nothing. It was the coffee. It was fabulous.
Oh, it was incredible. Yes, I don't know what they do.
Yeah. I have no idea.
I mean, I was kind of like you. I mean, I had just all kinds of coffee. So I was like, I thought that was kind of interesting. Other notable bowl games on New Year's Day, you're going to have Oregon and Wisconsin in the Rose Bowl. That will be good. That will be a legit good game. Also, Lou's Bulldogs are going back to the Sugar Bowl. This year they will play Baylor. Last year they played Texas. This year they will play Baylor. That I'm predicting a Georgia win, but at the same time, that will be a good game.
Yeah, that's going to be a really good game.
Yeah, that will be a very good game. So, I guess if we want to, we can go follow Lou to her hotel suite in New Orleans for the Sugar Bowl and watch the game like there too. So, Jeff, you have plenty of opportunities to watch football with Lou here in the bowl season. Now, the mighty Alabama, of course, everybody now is saying is, our Saban's days at Alabama over or whatever. They are also playing on the 1st in the VRBO Citrus Bowl against Michigan. So that
excellent game.
Yeah. It's like, talk about your quirky coaches there and that one. So should be fun. We'll see what happens. But beyond that, there's just a lot of blah, blah, blah matchups. So anyway, those are the ones that I thought would be the most interesting. So that ends it for me. Aggie, I think you mentioned you might have a sports story to bring to the table tonight.
I do, and it's painful. It's that soccer chick again, Meghan Rappa Hoe.
Ah, yes.
She was voted by Sports Illustrated, which is the premier sports magazine, I suppose, still to this day, as the sports person of the year. And she not only accepts the award, but bitches at Sports Illustrated for it. And I just thought, that's really not very classy. I mean, if you really meant what you were saying, you wouldn't accept the award. You would actually say, hey, I appreciate that you nominated me, and I appreciate that you elected me to be the sportswoman or sports person of the year. However, I take issue with the fact that you're not a very diverse magazine and all this stuff, and I have to decline. I would have had respect for her because she would be standing behind her ideals, and that to me makes a lot of that to me shows that she walks the walk. So I was like, yeah, thank you. I'm so glad. By the way, y'all are a bunch of bitches for not having diversity on your team. And I'm like, what? It's like, that's very tacky and rude and just, I don't know. And you and I were discussing this. To me, her features are fine. I've never thought that she was ugly or anything, but her ugliness comes to the fore so often, and she never looks happy. Even when she's happy, she doesn't look happy.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is like, girl, Colin Kaepernick already has this shtick. I mean, just leave it alone. Whatever. I just, and as I was telling you, I have never muted any words on Twitter. She was the first one. Just got tired of her.
Yeah.
I haven't even muted Kaepernick. I haven't muted Trump. I haven't muted anybody. But her, oh yeah, within a day she was muted. I just couldn't take her shit anymore.
Oh my gosh, you crack me up.
Right,
so yeah,
my voice is a little low today because I was screaming at the dogs this morning. So I'm a little sore on the throat.
You're such a hoot. All right, so there we go. That is our sports section of the show. So if anybody wants to comment on who they like for college championship, or if there's any other bowl game, I think somebody mentioned that Kentucky is playing on the 31st as well. Anyway, Lou, I am ready to move on to our little break segment, and then we will talk about our fun holiday stuff. So if y'all just want to hang out, we'll see you soon.
I just will.
I really can't stay.
Baby, it's cold outside.
I gotta go away.
Baby, it's cold outside.
This evening has been
Hoping that you dropped in.
very nice.
I'll hold your hands, they're just like
My mother will start to worry.
Beautiful, what's your
My father
hurry?
will be pacing the floor.
Listen to that fireplace
So
roar.
really I'd better scurry.
Beautiful, please don't
But
hurry.
maybe just a soda popcorn.
Put some records on while I
The neighbors might think
My son was in the Army back during Desert Storm, but even then he wanted an MBA. He looked at a dozen schools, but only one offered the online education and flexibility he needed while he was in a tent in Iraq. Grantham University. Turns out that Grantham's been delivering affordable, relevant college and advanced degrees for over 65 years. Heck, if they can deliver a quality education to a soldier in a tent overseas, think about the flexibility Grantham can offer you so you can earn your degree too. It doesn't matter how complicated or full your life is, if getting a degree is on your bucket list, you'll want to do what my son did. You'll want to call Grantham. Find out how easy it is to get started on your education so you can check that college degree off your bucket list. Call Grantham right now, 800-910-1370. That's 800-910-1370. Flexible, affordable, relevant. Call 800-910-1370.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-783-0810 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-783-0810. Again, that's 800-783-0810.
To be had out there.
I wish I knew how.
Your eyes are like starlight
to break this spell.
I'll take your hat. Your hair looks swell.
I ought to get home for dinner.
Mind if I move
so it's
closer?
time for me to cast you aside.
Oh, what's the sense of hurting my pride?
I really can't say.
Baby, don't hold out.
Baby, it's cold outside. Simply must go.
Okay, so thank y'all so much for hanging out over the break. I hope everybody gets out of their safe space now, because I know that song triggered you. It's okay. Step outside the circle. You'll feel better. Take a deep breath. Focus. Repeat your mantra. You are safe here. Okay, so all right. Yeah, Aggie, I tell you, we are getting ready for holiday over here, and Orty, oh my poor Orty, did I upset you? Oh, sweetheart, I would love to make you feel better. So anyway, so I'm over here getting ready for Christmas, and let me just tell you, Aggie, that included braving the crowds at Bath and Body Works Candle Day.
You are such a brave soul.
Well, I tell you, not just because I wanted the candles, but also because I have this 12-year-old who is in love, and his little girlfriend, yeah, I'll tell you, his little girlfriend likes the shower gels and, stuff like that they have at Bath and Body Works. So we could also buy them for a pretty decent price. So that was part of the reason why we went. So that was fun, and we did get through it. But I tell you, it was something else because I had to go to 2 stores. Because the first store we went to was in like a strip mall, and people were lined up outside the door out in the cold. And my son and I looked at each other. We were like, nah, we're going to a mall store. So we went to a mall store, one of the biggest malls in Dallas here, North Park Mall. The line was outside to check out. People were moving through the store, but once you had all your candles or whatever it was you were getting, you had to line up outside because the line for the checkout counter was so long. So anyway, we got through it, and nobody was hurt. No candles were broken. Girlfriend has 3 different shower gels to choose from, and son is just extremely excited about giving this little gift to her here in a couple of weeks when we have lunch with her family after church, because that's about the only kind of dating any of us are going to approve of right now. So anyway, but this tween romance really is adorable. But anyway, so that was my getting ready for holiday. But we saw something earlier this week that we might know the secret now of how Santa gets through Christmas. So why don't you tell us? Why don't you tell us what you're bringing to the table for Christmas prep?
Apparently a Walmart. I think it was. This was distributed in Canada in that area, according to Brad Slager, who was the one who tweeted out the story. They put out everybody has to have an ugly Christmas sweater. It has become a tradition. It's become the it thing to have. And I have friends that have ugly suits, Christmas suits, and Brad Slager is one of them. And so it is now a tradition to do all these things. And I will admit, I have an ugly sweater dress.
Oh, how funny.
I will be wearing that this season. But one of the things that they put out was this ugly Christmas sweater, and it was Santa doing lines of Coke. I'm sorry, I can't. And I'm thinking, first of all, there's two things involved here. Someone thought of this, and someone proved it, because it managed to land on the shelves over there at some Walmart. And it wasn't until people kind of got upset over it that it was pulled. So I mean, to me, it's just it's like I would probably own this just to have it. I would wear it. I would own it. But I mean, I just and it boggles the mind because this isn't something that isn't like it goes through steps. There's several steps before you have your buyer, you have the people that have to approve what the buyer has found, and it goes from there and there and there, and this managed to get approved all the way up to the sales floor. So
that's mm-hmm.
It's just I was just like, and I was just flabbergasted when I saw that sweater.
So hilarious.
I went to Walmart over here to check to see if they had one. They didn't, but I checked.
Oh, that's so classic. Well, and I guess that's kind of my thing too. I'm like, who signed off on this? I mean, seeing this, okay, see, Al says, as a professional buyer, I can assure you they knew. And I guess that's what I can't help but wonder. I'm like, who signed off? If it was in an Etsy store, I could understand. You know, if it was something.
If it were Spencer's at the mall, I would understand.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it wasn't subtle. Santa's there. You see the lines. You see him holding the rolled up straw or whatever. You know what's going on.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was like a hollowed out reindeer antler, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
It could have been.
I'm kidding. So anyway, yeah, I guess that was kind of where I was too. Al says the people over them had no clue, but the buyers knew. Yeah, I'm like, I can't imagine having that signed off. Yeah. Okay, so that brings us to our snowy drink. Oh, Al also says totally worth losing their job over. Yeah, I think so, Al. Actually, I would sacrifice my job for something like that.
If I wanted to get fired from my job and I was a buyer, that's exactly what I would have done.
Yeah, precisely. Okay, so this brings us with our snowy themed drink tonight. Aggie, what do you have for us?
Okay, so as most people know, I do not come from a snow-laden country. I come from the tropical island of Puerto Rico. So snow for me is something that I prefer to see from inside a very warm area while sipping something hot like chocolate. I don't like being in it. I've been in it. I don't like it. It's pretty. Don't get me wrong. It's beautiful to look at. It makes a beautiful backdrop, blah, 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 whatever. I just like looking at it in a picture or in a movie, and I'm fine. But I was scrolling through my cocktail recipes, and I saw this one, and I said, oh, my God, this is so perfect for our theme. It actually is a coconut-based cocktail, and it's called Sex on the Snowbank. I cannot believe I'm turning red, but I am. And it's really simple to make. You take several large, about 5 or 6 ice cubes, and put them in a blender, and you add 1.5 ounces of Malibu coconut rum. 3 tablespoons or so of cream of coconut, not coconut milk. You want cream of coconut because you want something with a better coconut taste and a thicker consistency.
Oh, okay.
And you're going to basically blend that, crush it, whatever, until it's smooth. And then you pour it in a cocktail glass and you garnish it on top with coconut flakes. And it looks like snow. It's really pretty, and it's very it's kind of on the sweet side because you're using cream of coconut, but it's really, really good. If you like coconut, it's something that I always, when my sisters and I get together, this is what she fixes. This is actually my sister's recipe, not mine. and one year we were all at her house and she was mixing them all up and everything, and we were all drinking it, and my brother walks in and says, y'all are having sex on a snowbank. Do you have any idea how weird that looks right now for me? And he just walks right out.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. So
yeah. It's kind of a take on a martini. It's not a martini. Obviously, it has rum, but it looks really pretty in a martini coupe because that way you can float more coconut if you're liking.
Okay.
So that's our girly drink this week.
Well, that's fantastic. It actually sounds good. I like sweeter drinks. So yeah,
I have a huge sweet tooth, so my drinks tend to be on the sweeter side. And sometimes my sister up the street, she lives near me. She's of the opinion that drinks should never have sugar. So whenever she comes over, I'm like, I'm scratching my here, have some rum, and she's happy, but whatever.
So there you are, sex on a snowbank, and that's a really good girly drink, and it keeps with our snow theme and our winter wonderland, whatever type of stuff we've got going on here. So, okay, Aggie, do you have anything else for the table?
Well, it's funny you bring that up, because one of the things that I like to do is I'm really weird this way, but I love foreign commercials. I really dig what other countries do for commercials, for ads and stuff like that. And usually during Christmas, they get very creative and they get very heartfelt and really sweet. And there's a company that's similar to eBay out of Poland. It's called Allegro. So it's a bidding site. It's also a retail site and everything. And this year they had a really sweet commercial. And it's, you know how they do commercials that are like stories. This one is a grandmother. She's coming to stay with her son and his family. And the oldest daughter in the family loves video games. And the grandmother is trying to like touch base with her, try to see, what's going on with her. And the granddaughter is just kind of ignoring it or just rolling her eyes or whatever. Like, this is an old person. As a matter of fact, in one scene, the grandmother is like asking her what's going on she's showing her a cat video, and the girl says something in Polish and it's translated as "Okay, boomer." And I just died. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe they're doing that over there. But, later on in the commercial, the dad and his wife are looking at this old album. And the grandmother used to be a stock car racer. And she was looking at it, the grandma's looking at it too and everything. It's like, wow, those were old days and everything. So she puts it down, they all go to bed, and the little girl, she goes to turn off the light. She sees the album and sees what her grandmother used to do. So she gets on Allegro and she orders a gift for her grandmother. And then, a couple of days later, she gives her the gift and says, "This is for you." And the grandmother opens it, and it's a steering wheel game controller. And then the daughter reaches in and there's another one, and the daughter puts in, and it's a video game for car racing. And the grandmother gets into it, and so it's a way for them to communicate and bridge that gap, I suppose. And it was really sweetly done.
Wow.
But the best one they ever did was actually in 2016, and that was an older gentleman. He was obviously in Poland because it's a Polish company, and he orders English for beginners. And comes a package, and it's a book and tapes and discs and whatever. And he starts reading it and everything, and he walks through the house and labeling everything in English and everything. And he's taking a bath and he's learning his English and all that stuff and everything. And then he starts packing his bag, and he's reiterating everything in English that he's packing in the bag: his pajamas, his shoes, his passport, his this, his that, and everything. He takes a trip to England where his son lives. And he takes the cab to his son's house and arrives, which that's the only part that I found weird, that his son didn't go pick him up over at Heathrow, but whatever. Yeah. And, but then I've seen British, traffic, so I can understand why. And so he opens the door and they greet each other and everything. And there's a little girl, and he reaches down and says, "Hi, I'm your grandpa." He just wanted to learn English to communicate with his grandchild. And I lost it. I was like in tears and blubbering, and my dog was looking at me funny, and she licked my face because, salty tears or whatever. But I mean, it was so sweet and so touching. And it's something that I do every so often. I'll just get on, YouTube and look at foreign commercials. And it's amazing what people come up with in order to, sell a product. They just give you this entire story. And I completely forgot that this was actually selling a product because I just wanted to know what happens at the end,
we don't think about that here in the States because it's all about selling product. There really is no story, or anything behind it. So anyway, that is really neat. Aggie, that's really cool. So awesome. And if I remember correctly, you are getting up from the table here tonight, and I believe tomorrow you are moving to the couch.
Yes, I am.
All right.
Sarah, she and I will be taking over the couch at Red Wine.
Excellent. So y'all do what with red wine?
Bringing it.
Okay. Okay. What time is that? Is that at 8 Central?
I think it's at 8 Central or 9 Central. I'm not quite sure. I have to look it up because I was just roped in to do this, and I just said, I'll be there, and I have no idea what time. But.
All right, so tomorrow night, Wednesday is obviously a really big night here for KLRN, and so I want to encourage all y'all to hang out tomorrow night and listen to Aggie and Sarah. Was that right?
Yep, it's Sarah.
Awesome.
At Founders Girl.
Founders Girl at Founders Girl. That's right. Okay, and then I believe we have other shows. Is G on tomorrow night? Toxic Masculinity.
And I believe his is 7 Central, so his is 8 Eastern time zone, and I think Red Wine is right after that, 9 Eastern time zone.
9 Eastern. Okay, great. So hang out for those awesome shows on KLRN, and as always, we are just so very grateful to y'all for hanging out with us, and thank you so much for participating in chat, everyone. And Lou, is there anything coming up after us? Is Rick coming on after us?
I think he's doing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays now. So I believe he'll be up after us, yeah.
All right, great. So hang out here, guys.
15 minutes for Christmas music?
Well, but it's a short show. I mean, we just kind of threw it together. So
That's true.
So short show, but lots of fun too. So anyway, thank y'all so much, and we will catch y'all next week.
Good night, and thank you. I'm gonna go finish my drink.
Is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It doesn't show.
Okay, I had to do that.
Turn way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it. We finally kiss goodnight. How I hate going out in the storm. But if you really hold me tight,
all right,